What's up, y'all? Welcome back to BNL Reactions. Today we're looking at Halo Reach games done quick speed run. So let's go ahead and get it started.
Money making season and being broke is treason.
With Halo Reach, easy for the PC.
Also got the air going in the background because it's hot. It's like 80 degrees out. So I'm not turning the air off.
My name is Ailis.
I'm gonna try to edit it out though.
Remember me from earlier in the week. I was playing Sonic 3 Air in the Sonic block. And I've decided that now we're going to be playing a very, very different game. So this is Halo Reach. This is the 5th Halo game in the main series, I think, and essentially it serves as a prequel to the events of
This is the
1.
first Halo game I started
Which
with.
is kind of an important plot point that gets brought up a lot.
But let's get to the point where she actually started.
Without further ado, I think we're ready to get started. So what I'm going to do, time in this game starts after the initial cutscene. So I'm going to get started, and then I'm going to give you a countdown for when I'm skipping the cutscene. Is that all good? We okay with that? Yep. Cool, awesome, right. So yeah, just load up the first level.
I want to see what she do with this. Like, how you gonna beat this whole game in an hour and 40 minutes?
Ready to go in 3,
Listen up, Noble
2,
Team. We're looking
1,
at a down
go.
relay out.
It took me like 12 hours.
Cool.
Shoot
So,
down attempts are like
the plot of Halo Reach, you're Noble 6, who is basically the newest member of the Noble team of Spartans. You can see a couple of them here in a sec when they unlock the camera. So you've got Jun here, you've got Carter, and then in the other Falcon over there, you've got Kat, George, and Emil. They all kind of have like their own personalities and their own specialties, and kind of like a team that works on Reach to kind of protect it.
Let's check it out.
So the basic plot at the moment is we're investigating some disturbances that have been happening in this area, and we're going to come across something that's quite shocking. I have to explain that to you because we're probably going to bypass most of the plot, so this is probably the most broken level in the run. Yeah, so there's also this lovely 45-second cutscene at the start of the run that you can't skip. So immediately, you have sprint in this game. This is the first game that
Dang,
added
she
new
flying.
abilities. So it gives you the ability to sprint, which was new for Halo as a franchise, and then you can replace it for other things as well later in the run. You're also
She
going to
gone.
to jump off of angled bits of terrain to get boosts as well. And now we're going to do something called barrier skip.
You can jump off angles to get a boost?
So barrier skip is basically very important because not only does it... Oh, I fell off. That's a shame. We'll have to go back up again. That wall's very picky. I was on top of an invisible wall there. We're going to try it again. So even though this would be like really slow to try and go up here repeatedly, what we're essentially doing is deloading one of the characters from inside a Falcon, which is going to let us EMP it later. And I'm just missing this jump. A lot of nerves right now, but it's going to be okay. We're going to get there.
You're fine. Remember, you're just streaming and I'm just watching, and we can figure out this note that we're very confused about together.
Absolutely, yeah.
So she's barrier
That's a checkpoint
skipping.
I can reset to quite easily.
Invisible
anyway. I thought I had
wall.
it straight away there, but apparently not. Okay, we're on the wall again. Let's
Okay.
go. Lovely. Right, nice and slowly. So now
What
we're
the
over this
heck?
barrier. It's going to take Jun out of the side seat of a Falcon, which is flying around. And what we basically want to do is get to a point where we can steal that Falcon and go out of bounds. The game
What
doesn't want
the
you to do this,
heck?
obviously, so we've got a bunch of things that we need to try and overcome in order to achieve it. One of which is get through this building. So there's like a barrier that's trying to push me
Super
out of the
air.
building right now because I meant to go in through the door, but doors are boring. So instead, we're kind of hovering on top of the barrier and floating across this way. If you could see me, I'm actually constantly like falling there.
Wow.
Okay, so now we've got some RNG because we need a plasma pistol from one of these grunts.
Wow.
There we go, that'll do. I'll take his plasma pistol. So
Just
we
skip
need this
all
because
that,
overcharging
all the
plasma
missions.
pistol gives you the ability to lock down vehicles and steal them. So wait for this audio cue, and now the Falcon's coming over. So what we want to do is shoot the Falcon as it flies over and have it flip just like that, which is...
What the heck?
Now we're going to flip it over. You need it to flip. Oh, can you come down here, please? Help, my vehicle is upside down. Okay, this will do, this will do. So I'm going to hang back here and kill these enemies. This is kind of like a marathon safety strat because it lets me get a checkpoint. The checkpoints in this game are kind of...
You shot down your own
dropship spawns.
plane to hijack
We'll try and
it.
get a checkpoint anyway, but it might be a bit harder now. There's one enemy left somewhere. Okay, well he's landing. We just have to hope we get one over here now. Oh, we did. That's a really good checkpoint. Perfect. I can reset this as many times as I want now. Time to breathe.
They shot down her
their own
plane.
And we can't get out of there without something pushing us through it. So we're going to get a hug from this spirit. And sadly, I did not get to stay in the hug. The spirit is trying to constantly move away from you. So when you're in its arms, it's kind of not wanting you to be there. So you have to try and straighten up as best you can. This one's actually kind of...
You getting a ride from the enemy aircraft?
Is really, really picky about how you do this. So it might take a few attempts, but the checkpoint's in such a spot that we can...
I'm so confused by this.
Checkpoint's in such a spot that we can try this over and over again. And if it gets too long, then what I'll do is I'll go do the backup, which is slow, but I may need to rely... Okay. So this is what I was worried about with this game. Winter Contingency is a level that kind of just does this. I'm curious though what you might have for notes on this one, Muffins, because your notes are quite
it
great.
says the power of love prevails. So yeah, no, I have basically the best notes anyone's ever seen on this game. I've been hanging out with Ailis and her. So she very kindly asked me if I could commentate for her because she had heard that I had played Reach before. I very politely said, I have played it before, but only when I was completely drunk. And she said, perfect.
Yes.
So, you know, I had weekends where I play Halo with a friend and drink, and by the time we get to Reach, I don't remember a whole lot of it, if we're honest. So I have a note here in my notes that says, I don't remember this part. Did they add it to the MCC? So, you know.
We have to work out where it is. I'm just going to go to the backup now.
Okay.
I was... sometimes the AI can be like wildly different each time you play it. And AI was just not like friendly at all. It was the Falcon was there. The spirit was getting really scared, trying to fly away really like wildly, and I couldn't stay hugged up inside of it. So what we're going to do instead is fly down this way.
We'll get an alternative love source.
Alternative hugs. Hugs from an alternative.
So this is the backup plan, not the original plan. Got you.
So yeah, Winter Contingency, let's see here. My notes say rude NG, jump up wall, it good, it there. Power of love will prevail.
That is, yeah, because we had the RNG. We covered the RNG. Power of love will prevail. We will make it prevail.
Yeah. So those are the notes. You know, they're very professional, very serious notes.
Absolutely.
Oh, is it going to run through the mountain again?
It is. Mountains are optional. Right. There we go. Do not die, please.
Okay, they locked in.
Now what we're doing,
they get in the hub.
This one is on a set path. This one doesn't change its behavior based on where you are. So now we're out of bounds. Perfect. So because we're out of bounds, the game hasn't loaded where we're going now. We're meant to do a bunch of other stuff, but instead what we're doing is we're flying around here, and there's a big empty space. And we're going to load a building into the empty space because we need a building. So this is what the last objective of this section of the level is. And what we're going to do is a bunch of stuff that's going to trigger the final event of this section to happen. So we need to kill all these enemies. And then I'm actually going to take this super safe because I've already had some mistakes happen. So I'm going to land here. We need to get out of the Falcon in order to make the next section trigger, because it doesn't expect you to be in a Falcon, right? The game's already at this point like, why are you in a Falcon? You shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
So now that we've done that, we need to go and deload that area. And the reason why we deload it is because it skips the wave fight. There's meant to be a wave fight that happens outside that building, but if the building doesn't...
So how do you deload it?
The wave fight can't happen. So we're going to hover over here, just over to this rock, drop down a little bit, and yeah. So now we've reloaded that, and the building is deloaded like it was before when we went over there.
Okay.
So now what we can do is essentially fly back over this way, reload it, and we've skipped the fight.
So basically, she's taking the worst part of the game, which is flying, and turning it into the entire game.
Yes, basically. We have bypassed the fun. Although, I don't know, it's pretty fun when it goes well, but this level's been kind of mean to me right now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and wait. And Kat's going to inform us that she's just about there.
Skipped so much stuff already.
Please.
We 8 minutes in, they just skipped so much.
I don't think you were.
Just
there we go.
Out there.
She is just about there. And then what we're going to do is, as soon as the text pops up, we're going to melee 5 times. This delays getting a checkpoint because you're technically in combat when you're meleeing. And then for whatever reason, that makes this door load sooner. So we can sneak through here into the next section. For this last section, there are 3 Covenant Zealots, which are these like super powerful elites. One of them escapes during the cutscene, and then these other ones we need to kill in order to move on.
You just skipped
them. If there's any enemies in the last room, we also can't make any progress. So what we're going to do when you stop is wipe out all of the grunts in there and those ones at the end because they have a habit of following you in.
Oh yeah, I remember this part. He had the sword.
End up missing any of them, then this button won't work. But there's also an invisible wall in there, and when you walk through it, you physically can't you physically can't go out again. So what you have to do then is depend on George to kill the enemies for you, which is really slow. So glad that didn't happen.
Okay.
My last note on that is how to not survive without sword.
How to not survive without sword.
I don't understand what I wrote, but that's fine.
I mean, I think it sums it up, right? You know, he had the sword and he didn't survive. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, now we're on only sword base. And basically, in order to progress, we need to kill all the enemies.
She's skipping all these enemies.
So what we're going to do is try and gather them all up here, and then use the orbital locator, like so.
Enemy contact, Spartans.
We group them all up there, and then that should be all of them, hopefully. Yeah, it was cool. So sometimes Cat distracts some of them, and they're just having a chat somewhere, and they don't operate properly. So now we're going to try and steal this Warthog. I missed it, that's fine.
Oh, you
We're
missed.
not going to try multiple times for that, because it doesn't save a huge amount of time in the run, but you can get that Warthog and just drive over this section a little bit faster. If we did get the Warthog there, we would be able to immediately drive up here and then take a ghost. But we get the ghost fairly soon anyway, so it's not really losing too much time to do this.
Okay.
And then the theme of this...
So they're going to steal a ghost in a second.
Section is that the walls are just not very thick. Like, you can press buttons through them. You don't have to, in theory, press any of these buttons from the correct viewpoint, so... We're just going to make some progress here. Ghost has a boost mechanic as well. The Covenant vehicles all have a boost on right trigger, or right mouse click for me. Oh, that grunt was trying to get me. So yeah, you saw the prompt pop up there. I have just turned on the anti-air gun, which is the effect of that area.
Okay.
And now he's going to move on.
I mean, why would you want to take ramps or stairs?
I know, right?
Right.
Why would I want to fight enemies? This is a speedrun, okay? This isn't about fighting. This is about going fast, having a great time.
This is a speed run, and you are going fast.
Sorry, can I just ask Nicole something really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are we doing?
We are at $76,797.
Wait, what? Out of the amount required?
Yeah, we only need $3,202.99.
For Lone Wolf already?
Already?
That
Do I
is
have time
incredible.
for a quick donation in here?
Yeah, go for it. I'm just pressing this button and then moving on. So a donation or two will be great.
Awesome. Well, I've got 2 really cool donations then. I have $500 from Dibanka that says, "The power of love prevails." Thank you so much for your donation. Muffins, I adore your notes, by the way.
I'll just say they're not much different than notes for my own speedruns, which are not the most helpful thing. And I'm going through and trying to make them legible to other people at some point, but
They're very good. I also have a $1,000 donation from Uranium Anchor. They say Uranium Anchor here. No,
They dropped the
essays this
ban.
time. Just been enjoying watching this amazing week and wanted to thank the staff and volunteers for putting up with the inevitable tracker bugs with all the changes I've piled into it since HTTP. Let's see some Lone Wolf. Game on. Thank you so much, Uranium Anchor. The tracker is amazing. It is wonderful.
That is
QA
incredible.
has
Thank you so
done
much.
so much amazing stuff this week on the tracker to
Now,
make it so that it's a lot more seamless for people in the studio.
I'm hoping this doesn't blow up the ghost. Okay, cool. So the ghost took a bit of damage there. I need it over this side, and the easiest way to do that is with the grenade. We're going to try and do something called to skip, but this could... Ghost, are you okay? I guess we can drive it now? Okay, cool. So Hunter Skip requires us to basically do some really precise movement through here. I might not make it now.
So she tossed it with the grenade, And
we
now,
did get there. Okay, phew.
I got this.
If you fail that and you get a checkpoint in there, it's kind of a soft lock because the hunters become invincible, and then you have to reload. It's not really a soft lock. You can like do a strat where you basically kill yourself 5 times in a row, and then it puts you back at the last checkpoint as like a game savior thing if you do soft lock yourself playing casually, which does happen sometimes. But the reason why that works is because essentially you enter the area where the game checks if there's any hunters left before the hunters have spawned in. And then this means that the game's like, oh, there's no hunters. And then it opens the door for you, but then the hunters spawn immediately after. And that's kind of going to be like a lot of stuff in this game is based around that kind of mechanic of killing enemies before the game works out there are more enemies. And then
I'm so intrigued. I'm just listening to what she's saying and why the techniques are working.
This last section is just going to be, I'm going to be killing some banshees and clearing out a phantom as well. So you can read some more donations if you want to, because this bit's kind of slow.
Absolutely. I have a $2,000 donation. It is
$2,000?
anonymous, and they say, I heard something about a milestone incentive. Thank you so much. We are only $1,002.99 away from hitting Lone Wolf already.
That is absolutely incredible.
Amazed. Thank you so much.
That is incredible.
Courtney's gonna tell me, I told you so.
That is so much, like, honestly, the generosity that's been shown in this event is incredible. You guys are amazing.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, dropping 2 bands. That's very generous.
That could possibly happen, and it's so wonderful seeing everyone come together for such an amazing cause, and it's so fun too.
It's completely blown my mind how much generous people have been. When we were putting stuff together, I'm like, okay, so maybe we'll hit 40,000. And here we are just memeing that we're gonna hit 80. And it's, at this point, just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And they already on Nightfall. It's only 15 minutes.
You're all amazing. Keep it up. So, this is Nightfall. Nightfall's kind of like the obligatory Halo sniper mission where they give you a sniper and tell you to be all sneaky. But what we're actually going to do instead is grenade jump and jump and ignore all the enemies. So it's also home to my favorite skip in the game, which is forklift skip, which sounds exactly like what it is exactly what it sounds like. But yeah, you can see that in a bit.
You can grenade jump in this game?
Really, like, I don't know what else you would use a forklift for.
Exactly, you know, like even in real life.
I understand. Yeah, I understand why forklift operators need to be trained so heavily with what they're used for.
Negative, too small.
Yeah, like, you know, clearly this is when someone goes on a forklift handling course, this is what they're learning.
No, completely.
Okay, so, yeah, I've done a couple of grenade jumps. Basically, in this game, you can have the impulse of an explosion push you in a direction.
Okay.
And I'm messing up my sprint cycles a little bit, but that's fine. So we want this big friend here, this absolute unit, to come and help us, but he doesn't seem to want to. He wants to go over there and shout at his friends, so that's cool. That one has just stopped me from getting there, which is very annoying. Always jumping around, right? Okay, we're gonna run around. I tried to be clever, but I can't be clever. Just as a little disclaimer, it is 4:30 in the morning for me here, so this is all kind of with a sleepy haze over my head at the moment.
Hey, look, you ain't gotta make no excuses. You on Nightfall, 17 minutes in.
There's meant to be this massive wave fight that we're gonna skip, and it's just a lot of running.
I'm already impressed.
It doesn't do a very good job of making you do the intended stuff.
I mean, honestly, that part, I'm pretty sure what you do is, this is the part where there's the 4 forklifts that you can drive around at each other and honk the horns, and I'm pretty sure that is the intended way to beat the level.
You know what, it's been so long, I believe you, honestly. I think I've played this intentionally in a long time.
I mean, that's what I did, and then I don't know what we do other than that, but that's how I beat the level, and then my co-op partner does stuff, and it's fine.
Okay, so what I need then is a co-op partner to operate the forklift for me, is what we're saying.
Yes.
Perfect, well, jump on in, come on.
We already talked about this. Once the potatoes are baked, we can do that.
Okay,
yes,
clear.
yes, co-op incoming. Gonna be amazing. Speaking of co-op, actually, there's a really cool strat you can do here. There's an armor lock ability there, and you can kind of stand on your co-op partner's head and use armor lock, and the game gets really weirded out and flings you over that ravine. It's really cool.
Really?
I think it's doable with John as well, but it's much harder because you can't control him. Obviously, he's an NPC. So these enemies are all freaked out, but that's fine because it's easy mode. So we're going to take this forklift truck.
Okay.
The forklift truck only lets you get out.
So here come the
on one
forklift,
side,
Skip.
as far as I'm aware. So what we're going to do is shove it against this wall. We're going to find the seam in the gate, and we're going to give the game nowhere else that we can go. And then when you get out the forklift, you get out on the other side of the gate, which is pretty cool.
Yep. That's how forklifts work.
It is. This is the main function of forklifts.
I never knew that's how forklifts work.
I'm just going to remind you this now, just really quickly, because I noticed what side you went in on. Be less British.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I need to be less British. That'll be very relevant in the next level, actually. I need to make sure that I'm considerably less British than I am right now. So basically what we're saying is if you go to like a warehouse or something and they've got a lot of forklifts, that just means they lose their keys a lot. Like the forklifts are there as like a backup.
The forklifts are the backup to the keys.
So also, for whatever reason, the end of level trigger is on that cliff. Normally you're supposed to walk around, but you can just stand on the cliff and it triggers the end of the level. Nice and quick.
Wow. Tip of the spear.
So yeah, tip of the
19
spear, this is kind
minutes.
of the obligatory all the vehicles are moving about level that Halo always seems to have. Weirdly enough, there's no tank in it though. Normally they put a tank in these levels, but what we need to do first is just kill these fronts that are working the anti-air guns so that our air support can land. And then what I want to do is take this guy's gun, which I got nice and easily. Sometimes they run around and then the gun flings off somewhere and you can't find it, but having the concussion rifle is super nice. So, I am less British because I got in on the right-hand side, no, the left-hand side, the left-hand side of the car.
I'm so proud of you.
There is actually a point, at some point in the run, where I frequently get in the wrong side of the car because of how British I am, and it really messes me up. Oh, this ground is not very
So
good.
I'm not being rude when I'm telling her that. I am telling her something that we've discussed.
Yes, yeah, it's a common flaw that I have. So I'm going to park up here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to throw a grenade in here. So you need to destroy this anti-air gun. The thing is that it has like a core inside. So on Legendary, what you see people doing sometimes is using the gun on that Warthog, and you can actually kill it from the outside. But on Easy, you can just run right up to it and blow it up in one go. Now we're going to go for it, something called bridge skip.
A bridge skip?
There's a Pelican flying in that has a bridge on it that's meant to get you over this broken section here. But we're going to try and just not do that. It saves basically no time whatsoever, and I did not make it. But that's fine. We'll just go back to checkpoint and... I'll give it one more go. It's really cool when it works.
Once it's in place, head over to the southwest side.
UNSC air support. Skies are clear.
Okay, no, we're just going to go up normally.
4.6 permission granted.
It saves like 3 seconds. It absolutely isn't worth, but you know what? This is a marathon. Let's show off all the cool stuff if we can.
Take that south road and see if you can get a better look at those spires. I'll be on comms.
Speaking of cool stuff, by the way, this ghost is basically a surfboard, and you're going to see why in a minute.
A surfboard?
So yeah, Muffins, I need to know, what are your notes for this level?
Zoom, slash zoom.
Of course, yeah, we're gonna like ride the wall here, like we're surfing.
What
get
the
across this
heck?
section. That bypass is going over that bridge there, and then we're gonna do some concussion gun jumps. So use the concussion rifle to jump up here. Oh, just about made that one. That's good. And now here the game really wants you to like chase down and fight an elite zealot, but we're not even gonna spawn him. So
This part is bouncy, jump, explodey, fun.
Explodey fun?
I mean, there's a lot of that coming up.
Bouncy, bounce, jump, explodey fun.
Speedrun.
I love these notes.
Okay, so we picked up a Revenant here. This is the, I think it's the first time the Revenant appears in this game. Essentially, it's a 3-seater vehicle. No, 2-seater, sorry, but it has like 3 functions. So you've got the driver, who also controls the main gun, and then you've got a side seat where you can have someone sat just chilling. It has a boost.
That's my seat.
That's your seat. And then we're gonna use it to sneak up here. Okay, and then we're gonna destroy this gun from the inside again, skipping all the enemies outside. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here and we're gonna keep these hunters inside because you need to kill all the enemies bar 1 to progress the game.
Okay.
So we're gonna keep these hunters inside the AA gun. Oh, that nearly killed me. That wouldn't have been fun. Okay, so the hunters are dead. That's good. So you want them to stay in there because they take ages to kill otherwise. So if you keep them in there, then they'll blow up. It'll be easy peasy. And now what we're going to do is not go off that cliff. That was very close. And we're basically going to clean up the enemies. I usually leave the Wraith alive just because it's the hardest one to kill. So you can kill everything but the Wraith and you're normally fine. But there is a guy in the Wraith seat now, so...
Rude.
Okay, I'm actually going to set up for this because I really want to show this off. But oh, I might be a bit late.
Yeah, I think you're a tiny bit late, but we can still try it anyway. My notes for this say, hey, I wanted that.
Right, here we go. So George has come in and we're going to go... And we did it. Amazing. So that's
what the heck?
Basically, what the game wants you to do is get into the side seat of this Falcon, and you're meant to like kill the enemies.
They just hop mid-air? That was cool. Hey, we gotta go back for that.
Basically,
we gotta go back for that.
What the game wants you to do is get into the soft, but oh, I might be a bit late.
Yeah, I think you're.
We gotta see this again.
We'll try it anyway. My notes for this say, hey, I wanted that.
Right, here we go. So George has come in and we're gonna go. And we did it. Amazing. So that saved 6
wow.
Basically, what the game wants you to do is
mid-air jump
of this Falcon, and you're meant to like kill the enemies way down there. George flies in, you jump in, and then you progress. If you jump across like that, you jump in as it's moving and skip it needing to land. So that saves about 6 seconds. Pretty neat. And now we're in an auto-scroller, so donations are welcome.
Awesome, awesome. I have quite a few. I have $25 from Frozen Flagon. It says...
Oh, hi, Flagon.
Hi, Flagon. This donation is in honor of Muffins, one of my closest friends who has...
We only 24 minutes in.
...since I joined Frozen Pals. Thank you for having me as a fleet captain this event. You are going to be an incredible mother.
Aww. Oh, it's so sweet.
Isn't it so
Okay,
sweet?
so I was having a crying day already.
Yeah, honestly, like huge shout out to like Muffins and all the organizers. It's been an incredible event. You've all done so well.
I have a $8.88 donation from
I don't know who that is.
It says, so proud of Ailis for closing out this amazing event. Everyone involved with Fleet Big House did an incredible job from start to finish, and I'm so proud to have been involved with it. Good luck, Ailis. You're smashing it.
Aw, thanks, 8. Thank you so much.
Also, we are only $780 away from hitting $80,000 total raised from the Lava Fund. Twitch,
dang, they
know what to do.
up 80K
Yeah,
real quick.
Chat, come on, let's go. So now we're we basically, there's this big electromagnetic thing, and they were like, let's fly the aeroplane into the electromagnetic field, what could go wrong? And then it crashed. So be less British. Oh, that's the Bob. That's kind of rare. So this game will spawn these enemies called Bobs, in which are those golden jetpack elites, and they usually have fuel rod cannons. So he was there, which is good. That means I hope we won't see him anywhere else, but fingers crossed anyway. He can just like rock up in other places. Examples of RNG in the run.
Yeah. When RNG is nice to us, it's RNG. When it's rude to us, it's rude NG.
Yeah. And we're gonna have a lot of rude RNG, rude NG later when we get to New Alexandria.
Oh, I remember this part. I died a few times on this part.
So this section here, you just clear out the enemies. We have finished tip of the spear. Other than, oh wait, space skip, and then we spam this. Cool. So yeah, other than resetting to give bridge skip another go, that went pretty well. Pretty happy with that. So now this is Long Night of Solace. This is the level with the spaceships. Once you start this level, you're on a timer, like right from the start. So what we're going to try and do is get to an elite and kill them before the before a spirit dropship drops enemies. So if you remember what I said earlier about like the game checking areas for enemies to see if you've got any anything left to kill, we're basically going to kill it while the elite is the only thing in that circle, and then that's going to open the door for us regardless of how many enemies the game actually thinks you're supposed to kill. I'm going to concentrate for a sec here. So Muffins, why don't you tell everyone what your notes are for this section?
For this section?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I had, well, actually what I have for here is what I do with my friend, which is hide behind Brock, run out, die repeatedly, have him do it.
Have him do it.
So not helpful for the speed run, but you know, if you want to play co-op, that's a good way to do it.
Just how your friend do it.
So maybe is this where the notes about? This might be where the notes about. So on the top of my notes, which is completely in a random spot, everything else is under a chapter. I don't remember this part. Did they add it during the MCC? We don't know what part that's talking about.
Yeah, we're still trying to work that out. Just a little bit of tech there that happened as well. That elite in the drop pod, you can shoot him with the EMP and the pistol through the drop pod before the door opens. So I was timing an EMP and headshotting him to kill him as soon as possible, just to make sure I can do that trigger. Because if you leave it much later, then you can't do it. So took a few tries, but we got there. It's a nice quick reset. There's a checkpoint right before it. And yeah, now we're coming up to Donation Central, by the way, because we're going to be doing the space combat, and the space combat's really boring.
I have a great note for it.
Oh, cool. I like it. So yeah, we're in space now. Also, a little Easter egg. If you look at the ship, it says 117, which is the service tag of Master Chief. So 117, you wouldn't normally see that.
Oh, okay.
It's going to give you a little tutorial. I'm basically going to spin around in circles, give everyone motion sickness, and complete the tutorial. And then I'm going to set up in a certain position to try and kill the enemies as quick as possible. And it's going to be that like 3 times basically. So yeah, go ahead with notes and donations and stuff.
Okay, so before, just really quick, the note says start level, put ship in right direction, answer door.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Answer door.
Hey, this is giving me a little bit of motion sickness. I ain't gonna hold you.
This is because someone rang my doorbell while I was running this one, and I tried to aim the ship at the point where you need to go at the end of this combat section to end it, and then run and answer the door quickly, and I missed and came back and I was just dead. So yeah, we're just gonna get a bit more motion sickness. We're gonna float around here until they tell us what to do.
I don't like it. I don't like the motion sickness.
Well, I can tell you what to do. We are only $681.
Is y'all enjoying this? Is this interesting to y'all?
Raised.
Because we 30 minutes in and they like halfway through the game or more.
Some of those donations, if that's okay with you.
Let me know if you're enjoying this and if I should do some more.
Spaceships for like 5 minutes, I feel like.
Well, while you pew, I will read out some donations. I have $10 from Heidi Johnston. It says, lots of love to Ailis. She's a super brave being and working hard through this pandemic.
Well, that's my girlfriend.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Thank you, babe.
I have $50 from Geek Gala that says thank you to all of the runners, commentators, volunteers, and donors for a truly amazing week. It's been an honor to volunteer for such a great event and cause. Much love. Let's get to 80K. Ella. Thank you so much, Ella.
Thank you so much.
You all are gonna slay me with these donations, I swear.
Oh no, I'm down and out right now. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I think that was Fly God's intention.
Rude.
But so cute. I have $10 from Anna Darksoul that says, Reach, one of my favorite Halo games. I am glad to see how it's speedrun. Thank you, GDQ, for a good week of games. Thank you so much for your donation. I have a $5 donation from Polymona that says there are over 5,000 watching right now, and if we each donate $5, we blast right past 100,000 for Malala Fund. Let's do this, Twitch chat. I agree. Let's do this. We are so close to 80K.
I don't know what a quality drop for a second.
Just throwing that in there. Big fan of corgis.
I have $3 from Anonymous that says this is all I have left to donate this year, but here it is. Thank you so much, Anonymous. Every single dollar helps, and it is so incredibly appreciated.
So there ain't no way to skip this space battle
Okay,
stuff.
it sounds like I'm crying for
Otherwise
this
they
one.
would have did it.
Because I am, I'm fine. I was having a crying day to start with. I'm slightly pregnant. I'm slightly very pregnant.
Slightly very.
So I have random days where I'm just sobbing and I'm totally fine, and I just operate and I'm just crying the entire time, and everything's great. So that's gonna be me for the rest of the run. It's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Like, I'm always like blown away, but like it's just been incredible. Thank you all so much for your generosity. Now we're in the last bit of this section. We just have to kill these phantoms. They all kind of rock up, and then as soon as you wipe them out, then all the other enemies get scared and run away. So yeah, just try and pick off some of the remaining ones so we don't have to wait for them. And then we will not go and answer the door. We will actually finish the level normally and not blow up.
Oh crap, my notes don't cover that.
Oh no, well then I have to go and answer the door. The notes are telling me I have to do it. You can kind of get an idea of when to go when these guns stop firing.
Anchor 9er to UNSC ships, all targets neutralized. Bravo 029er, you
So there's going to be
activating marker.
another space section, but it's much more interesting than this one.
029er. Noble 5, you ready to go?
Gonna like wait here.
You just
Please, there we go. Cool.
I'm at.
Right, the doorbell didn't go. This is already better than my previous practice.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
So now we're trying to board this Corvette, and what we're doing first, I'm getting some early hits on the engines there, because in a minute the game's going to be like, oh, blow up the engines. And then we're going to kill some of the Banshees on their way out of the ship, just to reduce the number of enemies you have to fight later. And then they're going to be like, oh, let's kill the engines. That's a clever idea. And I'm like, I already did that. So
nice.
let's go ahead and do some more engines.
I want to clip her engines, Colonel. See if we can slow her down.
Good thinking, Savannah. That'll make boarding her a whole lot easier.
And then once we've done that, we just have to clean up the enemies, and then we're going to have to get
Take out
into the ship.
Corvette's main engines.
So yeah, this is just more energy, more enemy killing again. So if there's any donations, go for it, or if there's anything you want to say, it's all good.
There sure are some more good.
I want to say that they're going really fast in this
$80,000,
playthrough.
everyone.
Amazing.
$80,000.
Oh, they hit 80K? Nice.
No.
That is so
Thank you
good.
so much. That is absolutely incredible. I am so excited. That means Lone Wolf's going to be hit. That means we're getting over $80,000 to Malala Fund. That is just so big.
Completely floored. This is more than double the amount I was even thinking to hope for.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and I'll get in a couple quick donations, but just wow. We have $5 from Yankee Tea Drinker that says, I've taken to drinking Yorkshire tea, which can be found easily in the States. If you're putting on, I know I said that wrong. As soon as I said it, I knew I was wrong. If you're putting on the kettle wit tea, are you reaching
The heck she
for
doing
this
that right now?
cool opportunity that if you want to send in a donation with the type of
Oh, she was just sitting there.
for, I would gladly read it. I love tea. My personal favorite is probably David's Tea Cotton Candy, which sounds weird, but it's really good.
As soon as we're sure the Corvette
That does sound really good, actually.
It's so good.
I'm really boring with tea. I just have like normal Tetley tea bags. They're like really common here.
I really like
I love fruit teas.
Fruit teas are nice, yeah.
I'm a fan of fruit teas. Like, there's this fantastic strawberry and cream tea I get from a local place. That's just wonderful.
It's amazing. Like, I actually licorice tea. Licorice tea is really nice,
Licorice tea?
but it's really good.
What the heck?
My policy is generically
Licorice is nasty.
and it's being sold
Black
prominently,
licorice? Tea?
and it's really weird.
No.
It's probably really good. So when you go to like a local dive place or go to like a local tea shop or anything like that, find the weirdest thing and go for it, because it's absolutely, it wouldn't be sold otherwise.
Yeah, for sure. There was one that I had. It was like a Turkish delight latte, and they called it a Turkish delight, and that was like really good. Not tea, obviously, but like really nice. Actually, do you guys have Turkish delight in America? I don't even know. I'm showing my ignorance.
I had it when I was in England for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we have it. It's just called something
How
else.
they do that jump like that?
Let me double check really quick.
How's she jumping so high?
To the Google.
Go for those shield
to the Google.
So yeah, what I've basically just done is just cleared out the section, and now I'm moving this DMR over here. So I've got a fully loaded gun waiting for me when I come to a certain part of the level. Let's just put it right over there. Cool. Because I'm going to come back through that door later, and I can just skip reloading by picking it up on the way through. So now what we're going to do is we're going to... Where's that enemy gone? Okay, cool. What we're basically going to do is run through the ship and get to the cockpit, and when we get there, we're going to target the ship's like navigation so that it's heading straight towards... It's going to basically go on like a refueling track to this massive Covenant carrier, and we've got a bomb on here, so we're going to use it to get rid of the carrier because they're being really mean to us in general, and then they're not great people, so...
Update, yes. They're applets.
cool
in the US.
cool setup here. You throw that grenade, you get the overcharge, and that guy just went for it. Wow, he just like flew across the room. Wait, what did you say they were called?
They're called applets.
Applets.
You're in deep with no
Applets. APLETS.
Applets. Oh, okay.
hell out of there.
That's cool.
It's some immigrants apparently just made their own brand and named it that instead of Turkish Delight, and then they came out with a thing called British Delight, which those are the ones that I eat around here. So.
Oh, cool.
Well done, Noble Six. Uppercut in the
I'm really hungry now. Like, talking about food is making me hungry.
I'm always hungry.
I'm gonna have to have a celebratory breakfast of toast because it's all I have left in my flat, but still.
Oh,
It'll be fine. I'll get something nice later once I've had a nap.
It's okay. On Wednesday night when we were doing the Star Wars run and we were talking about pizza the whole time, I wasn't allowed to eat anything because I had a medical test the next morning.
Oh no, that's horrible. See, I was watching that and I was getting hungry, but it was like 3 a.m. and I was like, this is not the appropriate time to start buying pizza.
I don't know what they talking about. I haven't been listening. I've just been watching her go through this game.
And then
I'm very, very intrigued.
The level is progressing, which means I need to be over here now picking up these guns. Or this wave fight is going to get really, really messy. Get rid of that guy. Okay, so we want to throw a grenade at these guys to kill them. We only got 2 of them. I'll throw another one. There we go. We want to kill these guys.
And you one
This
hit
wave
quick?
fight's all about like running around to the different doors and killing the enemies efficiently. So we cleared those. So this one should now open. Which means we can wipe all of them out in one go. This one we do with a grenade. That's all the grunts, so that's good. This one we do with another rocket. Kill both of those. And then we're going to come over here and fire 2 rockets over at this door. Hopefully going to get rid of all these enemies. Where there's one hiding in there, and it's really annoying. I'm going to have to go over there, aren't I? Well, this has been a pretty good LNOS other than that guy hiding in there. Or has he gone over here? Oh no, he's up here.
Yeah, I have a note for this level.
What's the note?
First of all, I think this is the one that the top note belongs to. Was this added to that for the MCC? I'm pretty sure it's this one because I don't recognize it, even though I've watched a bunch of your runs.
We did it. We've located the appropriate
I think
place.
we found it. And additionally, be more polite to the engineers.
Oh yeah, so engineers are my favorite enemies, and this is the only level in the game that forces you to kill one, and I get really sad because normally I try and avoid them.
So that was my note.
Who are the engineers?
Well, there we go. We found the correct location.
This is
For the
Kilo
note.
Dispatch.
Yeah, engineers are so precious. We'll get a close look at them in New Alexandria. They're just so cute. They make these little cooing noises.
Status of the tower pad.
And they don't really want to fight. They just float around and give their friends shields. They're just happy little friends.
Before it changes.
So Exodus has like a few technical things going on. They may not work properly because they're entirely dependent on the enemies behaving themselves, and they don't like doing that, as it turns out. So that might go wrong. So initially, this section here is just a party of explosions.
Dang.
Got a needler here. This is good. That weapon is RNG. What it is, I am usually happy with either, but needler is just a bit nicer.
Wow.
Basically, this level has brutes in it, and brutes are unarmored, and needlers are just absurdly good against unarmored enemies.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to run across here, get the needler ready, jump across, and then we're going to fire 6 shots at him, and then we're going to fire some more bullets over here to try and get this one, which we did, and then we're going to try and get this guy with the pistol, which we did. Amazing. So by killing all 3 of those enemies, this door will open before those enemies get out of the phantom dropship. So
Okay.
much quicker to do that than fight the others. I'm going to throw a grenade up there, kill those 2 enemies. I'm going to try and clear these ones out.
Cargo port goes to the tower.
Yeah, no, it's definitely referring to this level.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, no. This was resolved.
Yeah. You didn't know which one this was.
No, I didn't.
I'm just thinking about the first time I played this game and how long it took me,
and I have that.
and then how much she just
Amazing.
blitzing through.
So a bit of a weird thing we're going to do here. We're going to press that button for the
crazy.
elevator, and then there's another button here that we're going to press. So that's the button to start the elevator moving, but it can't actually start moving yet. Can I have your gun, please, sir? Thank you. They can't actually start moving yet because we haven't done the objective we're supposed to do. So what this means basically is when we complete the next objective, Okay, there's 2 enemies left up there. I want to kill one of them and then move on. So let's try and get him. Easy peasy. Right?
Okay, everyone find some
So
cover.
yeah, what I basically want to do is clear this wave fight in a way that is efficient, and then when it's over, the game will be like, oh, you pressed the button for the elevator. That means you should be in the elevator, and it'll put you in the elevator.
Ships, deploying
So-
destroy yards. Watch
Yeah, it
your
is.
flanks.
It's a super happy elevator. Honestly, right? I need this gun, please. So we're gonna set up here and try and get some really nice kills on the enemies. Right, 1, 2. And then if I go for the brute here when he jumps out, then I should just be able to let's just kill all of those. And then we're gonna throw grenades down here. That got all of them, which is amazing.
Nice.
Grab this hammer, because we're gonna use that for some cool stuff later. If you like cool things, then this is the run for you.
I do like cool things.
My note on here for this part is why hammer but no sword.
Why hammer but no sword? It's because the brutes don't use swords. They don't like them.
I think the problem is when I'm playing, I just run around with a hammer and a sword because that's probably the most efficient way to do literally anything.
Glad you're on our side.
So now you're gonna see me. I've done the wave fight from this end of the thing, and I'm gonna get teleported inside. There we go. Cool. Also
It
important
is
thing
not
to
the
note.
most efficient way.
No,
Magic
I could've
elevator.
been more efficient. Yeah, I could have definitely been more
No, I'm
efficient.
saying me. My way of having a hammer and a sword is
Oh,
not
yeah.
the most efficient way of playing the
I don't know if you're playing Griffball, that game type on multiplayer. That's a great one for those things.
Or we're just playing through co-op campaign.
Griffball? What is
Not the
Griffball?
most useful.
I'm looking forward to.
I haven't played any
running around
multiplayer
with all the
stuff.
melee weapons, like,
Is that a multiplayer thing?
are you like?
Can't miss.
I remember at one point I tried to do a playthrough where I only used the sword hilt, like I ran out of ammo in it and then just smacked things with the hilt. It was really slow.
Welcome to the bullfrog.
Okay, so these guys are the bullfrogs. They're an ODST squad who are basically like the orbital like shock troopers. It's like orbital drop shock trooper it stands for, and basically they have jetpacks. That's like their thing, and they act all cocky and tell you to try and keep up, and you just overtake them immediately. So we're not going to see them again. That was the bullfrogs. We're done with them.
Resolved.
Yeah, so we use the
bounce better
jetpack
than
here to
When I'm playing ODST, we ain't have no
Go straight
jetpack.
across there, but it's really risky, and I don't want to die, and I didn't get a checkpoint, so I'm just gonna go up here instead. The hammer gives you a lot of like vertical momentum, so you can use it to get up the cliff there. And we want to kill this guy to get his gun. Nice. That's the gun I want. Cool. And then the concussion rifle is like, it does like not much damage, but it has like a lot of impulse, and so it sends you flying, and you can use that with the jetpack to get some really cool stuff. You're gonna see a
Nice.
one in a minute.
Update to my notes. My friend has messaged me and said.
So they're just abusing the physics system in this. Straight abuse.
Just for updates there.
Cool.
I remembered none of it. It's fine.
There we go. I mean, yeah, this isn't like, I don't know. I don't remember this level too much. It looks cool, but it's not like iconic, you know. So I guess it makes sense to get it right. So here we're just doing a wave fight in here. Well, not even a wave fight. We're just fighting enemies. Just got to clear these people out and kill the anti-air turrets to spawn the next people that we want.
Yeah, he confirmed this level's in his copy of the game, and we played through it.
It's in his copy of the game. Okay, I don't want to die because this is easy mode, and dying is real bad. Okay, cool. We got him. Okay, checkpoint. Now we're fine. So I'm gonna throw
Oh,
some
the
grenades
game
at
level is
these
easy
and shoot
mode?
them as well.
I mean, but still, it's
kind of,
still
like,
hard.
weird. You kind of want the grenade to go behind it and kill the grunt because the actual turret itself is surprisingly durable. But if you kill the grunt, which is way easier, then it will like blow up much quicker. Because when the grunt dies, it dies. They don't want anyone else to get in it, basically. And yeah, now we're just gonna sit here and wait. I do want the hammer actually. Where's his hammer gone? There it is. Cool.
Okay, I also have remembered, I do in fact also use brute shot on occasion.
Oh, the brute
I'm
shot.
pretty sure that was an ODST and not Reach.
Dang, she knocked
Yeah, I
that
don't think
boy
it was in
out.
Reach. It was in Halo 3 and in ODST. The brute shot's a cool gun though. I think it gets used a lot in the speedrun for Halo 3.
She knocked her own dude out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was hammer and brute shot or sword for all of ODST or something as much as I could be.
So you just don't want to deal with any enemies that are over there. You just want to have them all like right in front of you.
Yes, I like making friends. It's fine.
You like making friends with your friendship hammer.
My friendship hammer.
Yeah.
Way too hot. Take an alternate route.
This is an auto scroller. There's not an awful lot going on here, so we can do donations if you want.
Absolutely, I have got quite a few. I have a $25 donation from Valon that says, "Muffins, as I recall. Let me do it only works if I can respond to you. I just die a lot otherwise. Miss you and can't wait till we can hang out again."
Thank you, Rise.
Thank you so much for that donation. I have a $10 donation from Air Angel that says, "I'm not crying, you're crying." Thank you to all volunteers, runners, and staff. The Frame Fatales community is so amazing. Thank you for this week. Thank you so much for your donation. I'm so sorry. Ever since I saw this donation, I've been absolutely losing it. I have a $25 donation from Jayhawk. It says, "My favorite type of tea is an M&M McFlurry."
M&M McFlurry? Why?
Killing me ever since I saw it.
Oh my god. I mean, as the British person in the call, I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna think it.
The M&Ms are steeping in the McFlurry.
I am here for it so much.
We just witnessed an amazing sight, by the way. All of there were so many Banshees behind us, and the game at this point despawns all the drivers of the Banshees to save like space or whatever. So they all just flopped out of the sky into the ocean.
Good. Good solution.
Yeah, we can probably fit one more donation in, because this is just a bit more flying.
Absolutely. I have a $25 donation from France that says, "My favorite tea is fermented juniper berries and tonic."
Fermented juniper berries?
That does sound really good. Also, like, was that from the entire country of France, or someone called France?
Someone called, but I prefer to think it's from the entire country.
The entire country has just spoken.
Yeah, the entire
that is France's favorite
to
tea.
let us know, and I'm here for
They
it.
have an official tea now. That is now the national tea of France.
The national tea of France. So is the McFlurry the national tea of America? Like,
Yes.
Give it hell, Spartan. Birds! We need to push them back off our beach.
so this is where I need to not be so British, because it's surprisingly hard to remember that I get in the left-hand side of the car here.
You are having an M&M McFlurry tea right now.
I am. This is the M&M McFlurry tea of Halo Speedrunning.
M&M McFlurry sounds
Okay,
disgusting,
so now
bro.
what we've got to do is there's the anti-air guns that we have to activate. And they want us to fight a bunch of enemies that are guarding them, but we're just gonna fly around with our jetpack and not care about anything. We're too busy eating our McFlurry and carrying on.
Covenant are banging on my bay door.
M&M McFlurry tea right there, every time.
Easy 7 Echo 3.
Okay,
Barton's gonna clear the sky.
yeah, just using these weapons. Oh, he really is not happy. Hi. My car is parked in the worst place.
Well, that's why he's mad.
Why did you park your car there? That's terrible.
That's not a parking spot.
Go back and
You
do it
took up
again.
3.
This is my lawn.
You took up 3 parking spots right there.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I was taking up one on the other side of the road, okay? I'm too British.
That mission took me like an hour. That one by itself took
And
me
now
like
we're
an
on to
hour.
RNG, the stage. This stage has so much RNG that it's impossible to cover all the RNG that's going on in it.
Yes, we're gonna hope for no rude NG right here.
Yeah. If anyone's played ODST, there's a familiar character from Halo 3 ODST in this game, but only in voice line form. If we ever hear him, we have to ignore him and find something else to do, and I'll explain that in a bit. So this level is basically, it has 3 main objectives, and then it'll give you a side objective between each one to find something else to do, and I'll explain that in a bit. So this level is basically, it has 3 main objectives, and then it'll give you a side objective between each one. On easy, the first one is always the hospital, which is where we're going now. But on other difficulties, it's all random. There's certain objectives we want to avoid, but we're going to do the hospital first. So that's an engineer right there. That is our little engineer friend. Look at him.
Oh, that little blob?
What a good friend.
He is. He makes these, like, if everyone listens real carefully, you might hear them making these little coo noises.
I always wondered what that thing was.
Oh, he didn't do it. He's camera shy. He doesn't want to make the noise. They are really cute though. I really love them. If anyone wants to, if you haven't played ODST and seen them without the armor on, I'd recommend just googling what an engineer looks like. They are so cute. They're these little floaty squid boys.
Yeah, I'm playing ODST right now.
Like a friend.
We did do Squid % earlier this week, so
That game was amazing.
Squid.
That game, I saw like a trailer for that game and I was like, I have to watch this speedrun, and it was the most wholesome thing I've ever seen. Squidlet is amazing. Shout out to Squidlet.
Number 6. I'm showing the hospital jammer offline. Nice work.
So yeah, you might notice I'm just not fighting enemies.
Yeah.
On easy. There is a strat you can do in this game if you get hospital first, which is every time on easy, where you hijack a Banshee from like in midair, which is really difficult, and you fly in here, and then the game gets confused and warps you back out to the front of the hospital at the end, and that saves like 15 seconds, but it's so hard, and I don't even go for it in runs. It's like last thing on the list of things I want to add to my run to gain time, because it's just so difficult, and it's RNG dependent. You need the Banshees to spawn in the correct place or it doesn't save any time at all. So right, I didn't park very well here either. My parking is just awful today, so I just need to,
It's the Americanness of it.
I just need to listen out for 1 second, because as soon as we get the next objective I need to hit, if it's Buck from ODST, we have to revert, because all his objectives are slow and bad, and we don't want to do them. So we're just going to hover here, wait and see what mini objective we get. Also, the time taken between leaving the hospital and getting the objective is also random, and we appear to be on the slow one, so RNG is already not being very nice. Get to see this though. This looks really cool.
Yeah, it do look cool.
Okay, checkpoint, and
We're Alpha 3 to command.
this is fine.
Pinned down on a rooftop. We need help pronto.
Which
Uploading
one
waypoint now.
is
Over.
the rooftop?
Copy 1 Alpha 3. Number 6.
I've forgotten where this one is. I never get this one usually. It's going to be quite close though. Hey, there it is. Cool. So yeah, we're going to go save these Marines from this rooftop. That's weird. Like, I've never had that one in like the longest time. Normally I know where they are, but that one's just escapes my brain. So, yeah, we're gonna go save the Marines.
I don't think I've seen you get this sort of one.
Yeah, it must be quite wet. Anyway, yeah, we've saved Marines. We're gonna move on. Yeah.
Did you save him or did you just kill him?
Did not just kill them because it's faster. Definitely.
No, it's a teleportation gun.
Yeah, it teleports them to safety. In reality, we're doing that, but it's slower because
7 Delta 19 to all
basically like a pelican has to fly in and pick them up, and you have to wait for the pelican.
We found the jammer.
Wow.
So yeah, it's faster to just clear them out with
Wow.
a teleport gun.
With the teleportation gun, yeah.
So now this objective is the next main one, which is the Synovia Center Tower, and we're just going to skip all the enemies out the front by flying up through here, and then we're going to have some really cool elevator music. Oh, I am stuck on the other side of this Falcon. That's not good. So yeah, elevator music. Bit of country music. Not my favorite, but you know, it's nice.
I figured out you could fly up under that building too in my first playthrough. And I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm just bopping my head like people can see.
I just had the idea, what if I could fly in here?
Don't worry, I've done the bopping for both of us as well on stream, so it's all good. So
Thank you.
this level, or this part of the level is like, it's meant to be this really eerie, like, oh, all these people are dead, what happened here? It's so scary. And then it's meant to be, oh no, you got ambushed, but the enemies just aren't threatening. Even on Legendary, I think you literally just leave. You don't fight them or anything. They're not scary. I think it's the first time seeing them as well as these drones, which first appeared in Halo 2 or 3? No, Halo 2, they first appeared. Yeah. They fired their gun literally 6 times the whole time I was in there. So yeah, not scary. More music. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to have another random objective. And we're going to see which one it is. If it's Buck, we've got to reset, unless it's the Phantom. I'll take Buck Phantom from here because it's nice and close, but anything else. There's 3 Buck objectives, and one of them is kind of possible if you're in this position, but the next main objective will be over there, so I don't want to go too far from there if we can help it. This is a really long objective timer again. You get to sit here. Oh, it's Buck.
No.
Go ahead.
Phantom, we'll take Phantom. Phantom's fine. We're in a good position for Phantom. So it's going to tell us to escort a Falcon, but if we go down here...
So even the missions are RNG, that's crazy.
And if we just kill this Phantom, then we can progress with the objective. So get nice and close. Don't want to go too close, because if you go too close, you will die. I could get closer, but just for marathon safety, I'm not going to. You can drop down to like -100, like just above that, and you'll be okay on the altitude meter. But honestly, I ain't taking no risks. We're just gonna get rid of it. From up here.
Is it even doing damage?
Yeah, it takes a little while, but this one's fine. I don't want to mess around with more RNG if I can help it.
Got an uninvited guest.
Please. There we go, we got it. So now it should just ignore that Falcon. Just get rid of it. There we go, cool. So that's the only buck RNG that you can like accept, kind of, you know, and it's only if you're literally in the vicinity of the Phantom at the time, it's not too bad. So I'm okay with that one. It could have like sent me all the way to the other side of the map or something, so I'll take it.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen you do a buck directive.
Yeah, in a full game run normally I'd like 99% of like occasions it's just not appropriate to do buck, but that was like the one scenario where it was relevant, so I guess we'll do it, you know. I used to do that one all the time until someone told me that usually it's not faster anyway, but anyway, this is the last one. This is the telecommunication tower, the Virate Tower. And it's full of hunters. And I handled this in the speedrun the same way I handled it playing casually, which is to just run past them and ignore them. Because this game is basically the story of the developers trying to get speedrunners to fight hunters, and we just don't.
No.
Like,
hunters are... I appreciate that there's the worms on the back, but that doesn't mean I can hit them.
Yeah, the whole thing with hunters is they have like a weak point and they're really annoying to try and fight consistently and stuff, but other than like in sword-based where you're given a shotgun in the first room before them and you can just gun them down really quickly, but we skip those anyway. The only ones you really get close to fighting are in Tip of the Spear, but also in Tip of the Spear, like, you don't really fight them, you just hold them in place and then the thing explodes and gets rid of them. So we're going to try and kill this Phantom now, because the final objective is that it's going to drop a bunch of shade turrets around. There's 3 Phantoms, each one has 2 turrets. If we can blow this one up before it drops both of its turrets, we save a bit of time because we don't have to wait for it. So,
do you have time for me to bring in some lore here really quick?
Yes.
Okay, someone in chat said that hunters were going to get abandonment issues. No. A, the large units come in pairs. B, they are entirely massive groupings of parasites. They are not individual creatures. Thank you.
Was that Miss Heidi Didy that said that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, abandonment issues is like a meme, don't worry. That's my girlfriend. Yeah, when I have to like go and do things, she'll say, "Oh, you're abandoning me." So she tries to make me feel bad for doing things like buying groceries and going to sleep. Okay, cool. So we've killed the shade turrets, and now we're just gonna wait up here. This hasn't been the worst time for an NA, especially in a marathon. Right, it's this door. I always go to the wrong door. This one that we won. There we go. We're just gonna float here.
Come home, Lieutenant.
And then we're just gonna land. Cool. So now we're on to the package. I hate this level a lot. There's a lot that can go like wrong with it. From like an efficiency perspective, you can still finish the level. It just gets really messy sometimes. The first part here is like we're revisiting the only sword-based map from earlier, but obviously with a palette change and different stuff going on. We've got to destroy some more anti-air guns like we did in Tip of the Spear, and then we're going to get to this interior section, which is like a massive wave fight basically. How many bullets do I have? I have 3 loaded. Okay, gotta remember that. So
the way they just kick them off is so funny.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a story. Also, there's a tank there. That's the only one we see, and we're not getting in it. So if you like the Scorpion tank, I'm real sorry. I think the easier strats that people use on Legendary would be to take the tank and shoot these turrets from the outside rather than going inside, but we're on easy, so we're just going to go for it anyway. It's super easy to do it this way. On Legendary, that like the really like really good runners will do tankless, where they basically charge straight in, the way that I'm doing, but on Legendary where the enemies are way more powerful. But yeah, we're taking it easy. Okay, let's blow this one up, please. Cool. Awesome. Right, so that's those dealt with. And now we're going to go and wait by a door. So we're just like on a timer this whole time. But the time is really easy to get. So all we have to do is kill the 2 anti-aircraft turrets up here before the Falcon with Carter and Jen on arrives, which is super, super easy. So we're going to go up here. We're going to walk up to this turret, and the grunt is going to get real scared. He's going to get out, and then we're going to take his gun. So he's dealt with, and then there's this one over here, which we're going to shoot down with the DMR, ideally. Why are you not dying? There we go, got him. We get the plasma pistol because we want a Revenant for the next section. And it's just a bit easier to have a plasma pistol because this thing will kill you. And sometimes this game gives you no checkpoints. But yeah, when you're trying to like steal it from the elite, you have to get right up next to it, and sometimes it will just charge into you and kill you, which you don't want to do. Obviously dying is bad. Now that's how you're supposed to do it, lore point. That's based on the fact that Phantoms have a weak point, which I never realized when I first played this game. And there's going to be a big wave fight where we kill a lot of Phantoms later, and I just didn't realize they had a weak point, so I was like,
they had a weak
how do
point?
they do this so quickly? Are they hacking or something? Are they just getting lucky? And then, no, it just turns out I'm shooting the wrong bit of the aircraft. So this is what we did Hunter skip before. We obviously don't need to do it this time. We're just going to charge straight through here.
You have a bigger vehicle this time.
Coming from the pad.
Yeah, and no Hunters to skip either. So here we're going to do this really annoying jump that I'm bad at. I'm going to try to do it, but I'm really bad at it, like I said. Okay, you know what? We're just going to walk around. I don't want to mess around with this. This jump is like deceptively hard. And then we're going to go up here. We're going to try and do a grenade jump here. Perfect.
Nice.
Sneak through here, and we're just going to say, move out of the way, guys. Sorry, I don't want to hang with you right now. We're going to go do the speedrun. Yeah, that jump up there, it's like it's just a really awkward spot to try and do. You have to stand in a really specific spot and then crouch as you're jumping as well, and it's just really, really frustrating.
Please proceed to the
We're gonna go for statue jump, which it doesn't matter if I don't get it, but like it's cool if you do. So you basically jump across that statue and get up there, but did not get it, which is fine. There's an engineer. He's shaped like a friend. I definitely purposely messed that up to see the engineer, honest. Take this for some health.
I mean, we have to have our priorities.
Exactly. Seeing engineers is just the most important thing you could be doing with a Halo speedrun, to be honest. It's why I run this game, because it has the most engineers in it, so... So now we're on like this wave fight section, so the game gives us a little bit of time to prepare, and there's these turrets around the place. But what we actually want to do before we use the turrets is that we want to get a Banshee. But the only Banshees that exist at the moment are flying around above us. So we want to go and get one of those. What we're going to do is we're going to take this.
For this section is why is she good at flying?
I don't know if I'm good at flying, but I'll try my best.
You're better than me.
Okay. I really want this Banshee, but it's just messing around right now. I need as much jetpack as I can get. Oh, we got it just about. Oh,
wow.
Please don't fly me all the way out here. You might have noticed, by the way, that there was no elite actually in this. The game does this a lot to save like memory, I guess. But it essentially, the aircraft are like oftentimes, or like vehicles you're not supposed to get into are flown by like invisible enemies or like non-existent enemies. So I basically threw a non-existent elite out of the Banshee. It's really weird as well because in this section, Emil tells you to
whatever you have to do.
Tells you to grab a Banshee and take the fight to them. So they're fully aware that you're going to be doing this. Like.
So here's a question: can you lose a fight to a non-existent elite?
You can, because the Banshees still behave like normal Banshees, so they can still fight you. Which does make you feel kind of bad, I guess, like in hindsight.
They just camoed up Banshees.
So the fastest way to clear this section is to kill the Phantoms rather than the enemies. Because we're on easy, the turrets will deal with the enemies really easily. But we basically want to hit this weak point that I'm aiming at here with the Banshee. I'm trying to get stuck on one of those pylons, but it didn't really work. So we're just going to hit the weak point now with the Banshee bombs. I'm playing on keyboard and mouse as well, so I can do these really quick Banshee turns by just swinging my mouse arm across the table.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what the heck? What's going on?
Just trying to angle some shots to get the Banshee bombs to hit the bit I want to. I'm not very good at angling the shots, though, truth be told. And that one's gone. Cool. So now we're just going to wipe out some of the remaining enemies that are on the ground, and then we can move on. The brutes have armor lock sometimes, so you have to be careful because armor lock has an EMP effect that will basically make you crash. So don't want to do that. Okay, why is this brute causing me so many problems? There we go. Right. Checkpoint done. That's good. Right. Right. Turn on the last turret, even though it makes like no difference. Get my Banshee to stop screwing itself over. I'm stuck. Please let me in. Right. Okay. One thing you may have noticed is that vehicles flipping around is like the worst thing. We're gonna get some more hits on this thing. And yeah, we're basically gonna kill some more phantoms. So if you want to do some donations, that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
I didn't know Phantoms had a weak point.
$250 donation from Hippopotty that says, after this long marathon, let me reach into my pocket for this donation. Thank you to all the runners. Thank you so much for that donation.
I like the pun.
Me too. If anyone
More
wants
puns,
to
to
do
be honest.
pun donations, I am for it. If you can make me so I can't read it without laughing, bonus points. I don't know what they're good for, but you'll get them. I have $15 from Mecha Momo that says, just wanted to say thank you to all the runners, volunteers, staff, and of course, Muffins for putting together this marathon. You are the most wonderful and caring group of people, and I can't wait for the next Frame Day Pals event. Thank you for letting me be a small part of this amazing week. Love you all. Momo, we love you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
I did not know over this.
Almost ready.
I have a chance to redeem myself. A $25 donation from Corgi Princess that says, my Corgi and I enjoy a daily Yorkshire tea time, which is to say that I pet her while drinking tea. I do not give my Corgi tea. That would be irresponsible. Thank you so much for your donation. That's adorable. I have a $25 donation from Kate Lipsey that says, as an Irish woman, I prefer Bewley's Dublin morning tea, but in a decaf format. Finding it in Canada is a bit...
We don't really drink tea over here in America, man.
Every morning.
That ain't something we do.
So much for your
Especially not black people. We don't really...
loving these tea donations.
Like, we'll drink some green tea or something every now and again. Like, off some...
So we're on the
Health,
last, we're on the last.
like,
of
if we
this
on a
level.
diet,
So
other than that,
in this
we
last
ain't
wave, all
really
you have to
grabbing
do
no
is
tea.
kill that
There's so many other drinks that we could drink.
phantom, and then the enemies that it drops. Normally you can kill it before the enemies get out, but I've not done it too well this time, so we're just going to clear them out now. So there we go, objective complete. We are going to go into Halsey's lab and pick up the secret package, which is Cortana, if anyone remembers from the other Halo games. This is where Cortana was created. And we're picking her up, and our mission now is to take her to Captain Keyes on the Pillar of Autumn.
We just about at the end, ain't we?
In Halo 1. So yeah, this is the last level of the this is the last level. It's been great.
Okay.
Been having a great time.
So this is, yeah, I thought we was about at the end.
So yeah, there's only like one real like skip that we're going to go for after this point, which is going to be another hunter skip. It's the
Dang,
last
you don't
hunters
take
in the
fall
game.
damage?
We skip them in true speedrunning fashion. But yeah, everything else is going to be fairly in line with what the game expects you to do. Muffin, what are your notes on this one? I want to hear.
Let's see here. Sorry, I was doing a thing. Don't drive off cliff.
Yeah, that's actually really good advice.
Yeah, that's my notes on this part.
Yeah, although we do drive off a cliff, it's just a safe cliff. It's a cliff we can drive off. We've got the safe
Good.
cliff and the unsafe cliff.
I will fix my notes. Drive off the more safe cliff instead of the more other cliff.
Yeah, the more other cliff. I like it. Yeah, we're going with safe cliff strats. So this is like the point in the game where they're like, don't forget scarabs exist, which is massive walker things. But unlike in Halo 3 where they make a point of making you fight these and blow them up, in this, the game's like, no, just run, keep going. So they want you to just charge through, and I've just flipped the monkeys. That was supposed to be the safe cliff, but apparently not, so...
Yeah, apparently it's not the safe cliff.
Apparently that's not an unsafe cliff. So yeah, there's a point where there's lots of bits in this game where it's like, oh, you shouldn't take a vehicle here, and we're just kind of ignoring that a lot of the time. So we're going to take, there's a barrier up here where they were like, oh, this barrier is too small, you can't take the mongoose through there, and you absolutely 100% can. So I don't know who tested it, but really cinematic jump over the bridge.
Nice.
And then yeah, this gap here. There you go. Really well tested gap to stop you getting a vehicle in there. Now we just have a mongoose a little bit longer. Not the end of the world if you don't get it through, but pretty good. Gonna have a bit of a bumpy ride through here probably. Oh no, we actually got through before they reached us. That's cool. And then straight into this gap here. Then on to the next section.
Just skipped all that stuff.
So yeah, now the last section here, we're kind of like gunning it towards the pinnacle.
Oh, repeating my boy, he just killed himself.
Because we're trying to get Cortana off the
to
planet,
save y'all.
because she's super
The
important.
captain.
Although I think we should decide a new lore reason for why we're doing it, because honestly, I feel like there should be a reason why Cortana needs to get somewhere in a hurry. What do you think?
T.
I mean, Cortana, here, ready for some lore? Will get me knowing something.
Okay.
Cortana only does have a very short period of time, so you need to be respectful of that.
Oh, it's true, yeah.
Look at the lore.
You've got the
deep
lore.
lore.
Yeah.
Proceed to dry dock.
Ooh, tried to get a bounce off those stairs. Did not work. So now I have no health. That's amazing. I was trying to, if like, with the same thing that happens with angled surfaces in this game happens with stairs. So if you hit the stairs and jump at the correct time, you go flying forwards instead. Which is what I was
Okay.
aiming for. Now we're going to steal a ghost. And we're going to take this ghost to loads of places you're not supposed to have a ghost. And it's going to go horribly wrong probably. And it's going to be amazing. So get rid of that guy. We want to get rid of this edge of the ghost so that it's easier to get through doors. And I'm going to take it in here. So because I took the edge off of it, we can kind of hook it around the door and then go straight through. And we're going to do the same here.
Just
And then
hooking
we're
it
going to try to get through
around.
the window into my least favorite room in the game. So we open this one, break that window, and then we're going to try and get through here in one go. Okay, this is good. I'll take it. Good. I've wedged my ghost in that gap to the side there so many times, and then you just have to reset. And
And it
there we
flipped.
go. Never mind. The room has struck again. Right when I was saying it's all going to be fine.
It's still fine.
So here we have our favorite enemy in the game, the hunters. Well, no, second favorite. The engineers are the favorite. We have the hunters there, and turns out they thought, right, you have to fight them to open this door. You can't do anything else, and you just go through the window. It's meant to be impossible to get on there, but there's a little ledge you can just about stand on, and then you can crouch through the window, which, again, it's not meant to happen normally, but we kind of just do that. So those hunters are now, like, back there, just chilling.
So I have a very important question. How did you get rid of that impulse to grab every sword that you see?
I don't really. I'll tell you what, just for you, Muffins, I'm going to make big use of the sword in Lone Wolf. How about that?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm going to grab loads of swords. So this is like a wave fight now coming up again. So there's going to be a lot of like trying to get to the phantoms and kill the enemies as soon as they come out. I have the rocket launcher, like that I've carried from the start of the level literally to do this. There's another strat with the Spartan laser, but I didn't want to learn like different strats right before this, but apparently it's much easier. So I'm just going to try and do it the hard way.
Copy, Noble. My Pelican.
And by hard, I mean inconsistent, and I definitely shouldn't be doing it, but
Close enough.
yeah. So we're going to kill as many of these brutes as we can with grenades. That's all of those. Cool. And then when these ones come out, we're going to throw another grenade.
I'll take out as many drone ships as I
Drop it
can.
here. Right, there's another one on the way now, so we're going to jump over here.
Okay, she
I
just
still
got a
have one plasma,
checkpoint.
That's good.
I was just
I wanna
about to say,
plasma
did she get a
plasma
checkpoint?
ideally
Because
so
if
I
she
can try and
died,
go for keys
you got to
skip,
start all
which
the
is
way
another
over. That's going to
situation
suck.
where you kill enemies before it acknowledges that other enemies are required. So you get keys moving a bit quicker. Because basically when you kill all the enemies, he's going to come down from the ship and be like, hey, yo, why are you standing around here? Give me Cortana. And yeah, he'll start moving sooner if you kill the next Phantom really, really quickly, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get it because I need to be in position already, kind of. But I had some stragglers to pick off there, so probably not going to work. We'll see what happens, though. Right, I'm reloaded. I'm going to throw that now. Okay, I didn't want to blow myself up, so...
sorry.
No, it's right. I didn't want to blow myself up, so I ended up missing that rocket kind of bad, but the explosion radius is massive, so I probably would have had to reset to checkpoint if I did that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
My notes for this level is I thought this platform fight was an ODST.
I mean, the ODST does like its platform fights.
That's what I got on that.
I really want a gun, a different gun. There we go. There we go. So now Keys is on the move. So we did not get key skip. We're just going to stand here and wait for this thing to come over, and then we're going to be in the last section of the game, which is surprisingly anticlimactic.
And we had an hour 17. Like, we zooming through.
Like, not what they intended you to do. So it's going to be kind of like a slow finish to the run. But yeah, since we're near the end of the run, I really hope everyone's enjoyed this. It's definitely not a run that I'm like known for, but it's one that I do enjoy doing. So I'm super happy to have been able to get to do it here. Show everyone what it's all about. Also, shout outs to everyone in the Halo Reach community and the Halo Speedruns community. Like, if you ever want to learn these games, then they will be there and they will be telling you what to do and giving advice and all that kind of jazz. So jump straight up here, and then we're going to go up here, and what the game wants you to do is get into this gun and shoot down Phantoms until this Covenant carrier has come over. What we're actually going to do is just walk over here and do whatever we want, because there's no requirement to kill those Phantoms. So instead of sitting there and shooting them, we're just going to mess around and kill these guys, I guess.
Oh, there's a sword.
Do you want me to go and get the sword?
No, it's okay. I'll survive. I'll have swords later.
Well, too late. I got it, okay? We have the sword now.
Thank you.
So I'm literally just going to sit here now, and then basically when the red target thing goes into this like ladder, that's when I'm going to run up and do it. You can use the in-game timer, which is our primary method of timing the game anyway. But honestly, I can't be bothered.
Steady, Spike.
Maths is for nerds. There we go.
Yes, I agree.
Why count numbers when I can just look at things? You know, much simpler.
Right.
The amount of times I just sit there and I tell people, hey, I need someone that can do math to do this for me. And they're like, Hannah, your job is entirely math. And I'm like, okay, fine.
So just a heads up, time is going to be when I shoot that thing right in the middle there. So we're going to run up here, I'm going to jump in, and then you're going to see it pop up in a second. Time.
All sections ready for catch-up.
So how did we do? How was that?
Let's see here. I need a second for...
hour 20.
128.5? Okay, that's not too bad, especially for real time. I was hoping to get like around 120 or faster, so not bad at all. Yeah, pretty happy with how that went.
Nice job.
So now we just have one thing left to do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They beat the game in an hour and 20.
Normally the game doesn't let you escape at this point, but we have one last thing to do. Thank you all for the GGs, by the way. I can see the chat blowing up right now. Thank you all. GG to all of you. You've been donating so much. It's been incredible. So yeah, Lone Wolf. So Lone Wolf is basically the story of what happens afterwards. You obviously help Cortana to escape, but by doing so, you've sacrificed yourself to remain on Reach. It's the last little attempts that you have at surviving on the planet while the Covenant is slowly occupying it. So the way this works, it's not going to be like a speed run. I'm going to be trying to survive for as long as possible, rather than doing things as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I've been given an estimate of 10 minutes for this, so if I can beat that, that'd be amazing. But my personal best is like 9 minutes and 10 seconds. So it would be a bit of a push. So we're going to see what happens. So are we all ready for Lone Wolf? Cool.
I'm ready.
So this is
we'll
the
do it
one where you
similar
just
to
like
before.
trying to
I
survive
will
waves.
Skip the cutscene and we will start the Lone Wolf.
I don't really care about that. I'm just here for the speed running. So yeah, y'all, that was Halo Reach in an hour and 20 minutes. She beat the entire game of Halo Reach in an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't think it was possible. She showed us it was possible. It literally took me like 12 hours to beat this game, and she did it in an hour and a half. Less than an hour and a half. Less than a movie. If you was to go watch a movie, she would have already beat the game. front to back, front to finish. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, y'all, if y'all like this, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel down below. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.